Hello, Craig from Wealth Minus Wall Street. Today, we're going to talk about how to replace your spouse's income. More specifically, we're going to address 7 golden rules for widows to attain financial security when they've lost their loved one. Now, losing a spouse will turn your whole life upside down when your partner passes away. And the one thing that you don't want to deal with at this extremely difficult time is a financial crisis. For many of us, the death of a spouse significantly alters the income that they provided, the income that you now can receive. And the challenge that you're faced with is, how do you replace that potential lost income without jeopardizing your nest egg, right? Without the assets getting depleted unnecessarily. Here's a quick example. Joan was 61 years old when her husband suddenly passed away. Joan realized that she needed an additional $2,400 per month just to maintain her lifestyle. Now, here's what she had. She had $120,000 in her 401k. She had $160,000 in her husband's 401k and $150,000 in life insurance. So that totaled $450,000 in total assets. Speaking with a financial advisor, typically what they're going to recommend is you take these assets, you invest them in a diversified portfolio. You hear that term. Have asset allocation, you hear that term. And then you're going to take withdrawals from those assets to cover the income gap. But here's the math behind that. So $430,000 in assets. The income needed was $28,800. That's a 6.69 distribution rate. That is a very high distribution rate. Wall Street recommends anywhere from 2.8% to 4% of your assets from a withdrawal. And by doing that, your high probability that those assets are going to last. So 6.69 is putting those assets in a lot of jeopardy. So let's go over what we've come up with as the rules needed to replace spousal income. So number one is we have to prioritize Social Security, right? So we want to make sure that you're maximizing the Social Security benefit that you can receive. Number two, we cannot lose any money due to stock market drops. We do not have the time to make up those losses. So we have to protect the account from major declines like we saw in 2022, when a diversified portfolio might have lost about 25%, 2008 and 9, when a diversified portfolio might have lost 30-40%. So we have to make sure that we don't experience those drops. But we also need to gain money when the stock market goes up, right? So we can't just put this under the mattress, if you will. This has to grow. It has to keep pace with inflation. So we have to make money as the stock market's going up. The income that we receive, it has to be guaranteed for the rest of our life. Okay, that's one of the big issues from typical advice from financial advisors, is they can't guarantee the income. So you're always at the mercy of the financial markets. We need extra income in case we get sick or injured, right? So think nursing home, long-term care, things like that can really deplete assets very quickly. We don't want to have management fees, asset management fees in particular, right? We can't afford to pay 1-2% a year out of our nest egg without any guarantees that we're better off. So we have to remove those. And lastly, you want to still keep control of the assets, right? So after you die, you want to pick who gets the remainder of your assets. So let's go back to Joan, and let's look at the Wall Street plan versus the 7 golden rules that we just described. The Wall Street is not following the 7 golden rules. So what they're basically, again, is going to say, okay, we're going to withdraw that $2,400 per month from the assets that they're going to manage, right? So just to refresh, there's no guarantees, right? There's no protection. There's asset-based management fees. Based on historical perspective, is that at that 6.69 distribution rate, that asset could run out between 15 and 20 years. So that's not letting Joan feel very confident that she has a plan in place that she can sleep well at night. Well, let's take the seven golden rules and take a look at what we came up with. Well, we were able to create an income stream of $2,400 per month as long as Joan lived. She was able then to take the rest of her money and invest it in a strategy that couldn't go down. So principal protected. If there's large drops in the stock market, she wouldn't lose a penny, but also still make money as the stock market went up. And she was able to protect those assets from being exhausted in case of a long-term stay or a nursing home. So God forbid if she had to go into one of those facilities, her assets are protected. And then she's on track to leave money to her children when she passes, which was very important for her. She wanted to leave a legacy. She wanted to give money to her children. So these are the benefits of working with a retirement advocate. So a retirement advocate is different than a financial advisor. And one of the reasons, or some of the reasons that we're different from financial advisors is we show you how to create financial freedom through income. Income is really the key to stress-free living in retirement because you're taking away the fluctuations from the market. Financial advisors are compensated based on your assets, which means they need you to be in the market. That's how they make money. By you being in the market, you're always at the mercy of where the market is. So by taking more of an income approach, which is what we do here at Wealth Minus Wall Street, you enjoy your life without having to worry about money, right? If we create it right, you wake up every day knowing you're getting that income each month, and then any of the other assets that you might have invested, you know that you can't lose money, and it gives you that confidence that you can do what you want to do. And the big thing too, a lot of the widows that we work with, it's not wanting to be a financial burden on your kids, grandkids, right? Making sure that you have a plan that you can take care of whatever roadblock, potential obstacle comes along the way, and you can do that with proper planning. So just real quickly about me, I was a financial advisor for over 25 years. What I realized is that the Wall Street business model, it was biased and outdated. Our goal is to provide information that Wall Street doesn't want you to know. By doing that, we can guarantee your best interest is being served and create the financial freedom by focusing on what you want, your goals, where what Wall Street does and what financial advisors do, they say they're worried about your goals, but it's the same cookie cutter approach, right? So they preach that they're customizing it, but they're really not, right? Mostly every financial advisor is really doing the same thing with the same investment strategy. So we don't feel that your best interest is being served, which again is what led us to do what we think is a better model, a more looking forward model, which is embracing the thought of a retirement advocate as opposed to a financial advisor. So if you'd like to create financial security today, we can give you a free 30-minute conversation with us. My contact information is here. If you have any questions or concerns about what to do, if you've recently lost your spouse and looking for help in putting a plan together to make sure you keep the income at a level that not only you want today, but making sure it's there for the next 10, 20, 30 years, we'd be happy to help in any way we can. Thanks a lot for your time today and have a great one.